Before I played this game, I was expecting something significant, something more, something better. About some part 2 is better. For example, animations was perfect, graphics was perfect, gameplay was better compared to the first game, map was better compared to the first game, action was better. But story was not for me. I don't wanna give spoilers, so I'm not going to talk about it, but I wanna talk about how they developed this game. I wanna know, is this game better than first one in terms of selling and critic? We will discover that mystery. Okay then, let's start. Short info. The Last of Us Part 2 is 2020 action-adventure game developed by Naughty Dog and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. Naughty Dog makes great games, gameplay-wise. They don't make game very often, but when they release a game, it looks amazing. The game's development began in 2014, after the release of Last of Us Remaster. Okay, I wanna say something. So they are developing this game for 6 years. Okay, is this makes Last of Us Part 2 longest developed game? Probably yes. Even for part 2, 6 years is a lot. I am okay with game developed within 4 years. That's understandable. But isn't 6 years a little bit too much? Even though I understand, animation in these games are amazing. It's so detailed. Maybe 6 years what they needed for this quality. Neil Druckmann returned as creative director, co-writing with the story Ellie Gross. I think Ellie Gross butchered the story. He loved Ellie's and Joel's story. Why did you ruin it? It is what it is. I wish things were different, but I'm not going to say I hate you, Ellie. I will say I don't think she is a good writer, at least what I saw from Last of Us Part 2, but production and acting in this game is really nice. The themes of revenge and retribution were inspired by Druckmann's experience growing up in Israel. Oh my god, it gets worse. So it's all about you, huh? Dude, they destroyed the beautiful story, beautiful relationship between Ellie and Joel for revenge, for saying revenge is bad, guys. Revenge is bad, children. Okay, no more talking about the story. Ashley Johnson reprised her role as Ellie while Laura Bailey was cast as Abby. And I gotta say, Ashley Johnson is really a good and talented actor. She gives and portrays emotions of Ellie very well. You can feel the anger and sadness in his voice. Such a talented actor, and I hated Abby's character as well. So I can say Laura Bailey did amazing job. They both talented actors. The developers pushed the PlayStation 4's technical capabilities. I mean, I'm surprised this game runs in PlayStation 4. They optimized the game very well. Developer team made an amazing job. Yeah, I didn't like the story, but you have to be fool to deny good things about the game. Last of Us Part 2 development cost about $220 million, and it made Part 2 one of the most expensive games to develop. It won Game of the Year award for 2020. I think it deserves. Like it or hate it, it was a special game, gameplay wise. Development. Early story concepts for The Last of Us Part 2 were conceived during the development of Last of Us in 2013, so they was working on this game for 7 years. It's a lot. Naughty Dog started the development of the game in 2014 after release of Last of Us Remastered. So here's the thing. Naughty Dog didn't work for Last of Us Part 2 fully. Some of the developers was working for Uncharted The Lost Legacy. After release of Lost Legacy, all the developers worked for Part 2. 350 person worked for just Last of Us Part 2. So many people developed this game. It's insane. Neil Druckmann led development as creative director and writer. He was a creative director for Uncharted 4 Thieves End as well. At least one story ends with happy ending. Anthony Newman and Kurt Margonet was co-director for Part 2. They mostly deciding level design and gameplay mechanics. I have to say they made their job really nice. Best thing about Part 2 is graphics, atmosphere and gameplay. I think these guys did better job than Neil Druckmann and Ellie Gross. Look at the level design of Part 2. It's art. I don't know what to say. It looks amazing. Every time when I look to map, I'm getting impressed. That's really good. That's art. They deserve applause. According to Sony, 17 months of development cost around $220 million, and this makes Last of Us one of the most expensive games. Druckmann wrote the story with Ellie Gross. I think the idea of killing Joel is Ellie's idea. Why did you do it? Are you happy now? Are you more happy? I don't have problem with sad stories, okay? It's fine, it's okay. Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 had sad ending. BioShock Infinite had sad ending, but none of them forced to be sad story. For example, I will give spoiler. Abby beats the shit out of Joel, but Joel saves Abby from getting it. He protects her. Okay, I get it. He killed her father, but he saved your ass. Even after saving your ass, you wanna kill Joel. That's understandable, even though I don't like it, but why do you make him suffer? Just kill the guy with shotgun, at least have little mercy for a man saved your ass 5 minutes ago, at least give him that. Things like that made the game forced to be sad story. I think Ellie deserved the Last of Us legacy. I hope in third game they make better game. That's all I ask. Please Ellie, do something good, write a story that fans will like. Whatever happens, happens. Let's hope they will do better job for Part 3. Neil Druckmann said Part 2 about how far one would go bring justice for those they love. He wanted the player to feel a thirsty for revenge before making them realize the reality of their action. Artists of Naughty Dog traveled to Seattle to analyze the place. They analyzed architecture, material and topography. They did perfect job. Every place looks amazing, lightning, buildings, it's just perfect. It's art. Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker reprised their role as Ellie and Joel, while Laura Bailey was cast as Abby. Ellie Gross noted that a goal of writers was to create the most multifaceted characters you ever seen in games. I have never seen such a multifaceted range of reviews. They wanted to show other side of Ellie. They wanted to show her side of the story. Druckmann wanted the player to hate Abby early in the game, but later empathize with her. At first I hated Abby in the start of the game. I still hated Abby, but my hatred became less and less. But still I don't like Abby, and I don't think I will. They was partially successful about that. Developers wanted to push the limitations of PlayStation 4. They added more enemies, bigger environment, better graphics. They improved AI to make the game more realistic and enemy behavior more realistic. And I can say enemies are very smart in this game. They surround you really fast. At first they planned to make the game open world, but later on they transferred to be linear style open world. Open world idea looks nice, I wonder how would it be? According to report by Kotaku's Jason Schreier, the development includes a crunch schedule of 12-hour workday. Jason Schreier said that Last of Us took too much time to develop because development of Uncharted 4. He stated that most of the veterans was working for Uncharted 4. It could be true, making games take time, but 7 years little unusual. Probably developer team split it too, that's why it took so much time. Let's don't forget COVID as well. Druckmann felt like they shouldn't work like this. Working like that is not sustainable. It wouldn't be good for future projects and Naughty Dog. Sales and critics. As you know, critics liked the game, but players didn't like the game. Some of the players complain about Joel's death, LGBTQ stuff and how they killed beloved characters like nothing. I mean, they are right about some stuff. Story was forceful, story forced to be sad. I understand, sad stories, but killing main characters like it's nothing, it's not nice thing to do. So people didn't like the game, however critics like the game a lot. Even though story is not good, game is good. I understand critics at some point. But I think they liked it a lot not because they loved it or they think it's a masterpiece. I think they gave more points because this game supports their ideology. Look, I don't give a damn about this kind of things. When story is good and gameplay is good, but when you do it this kind of things forcefully, story becomes bad. By June 2022, the game had sold over 10 million copies worldwide. I think 10 million is really good. Game sold good. Last of Us sold more than 27 million copies. I think part 2 will sell more, but I don't think it will pass the first game. It's not special game as first game. So with this we came end of the video. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Have a nice day. See you in the next video.